With the recent declines in the global stock markets, you may be wondering if we should be doing something different or what this might imply for expected returns going forward. First of all, let's acknowledge that you may have some feelings of anxiety over this. In recent days, I've heard terms like painful, uneasy, not sure, and that is normal. Acknowledge that they are there and that they exist. What we don't want to do is let those feelings interrupt your long-term investment plans. Investment declines are a normal part of investing, but after a 10-year, essentially uninterrupted bull market, it may have been easy to forget that these things do happen from time to time. But what I want to emphasize is that reacting emotionally may be more detrimental to your portfolio performance than the drawdown itself. What all these declines have in common is that we never know ahead of time what will cause them or when they will happen. Of all the things that may have concerned you about investing in the last year, the coronavirus was probably not one of them. But regardless of what the cause may be, a common question always comes up during times like this. Should we be taking a more defensive posture? Any attempt to shift assets in reaction to declines is nothing more than a form of market timing. And while this may sound very appealing at times like this, evidence indicates this is unlikely to provide the benefits we seek over time. The fact further complicating this is that a substantial portion of returns over time come from only a handful of days. And since we are unlikely to identify those days in advance, the prudent course is likely to remain invested during times of volatility rather than jump in, out, or shift assets. In doing so, an investor runs the risk of being on the sidelines on days when the returns happen to be strongly positive. On the other hand, some are wondering if we should be aggressively buying right now. And while I admire this optimism, we don't have any plans to invest cash at a time differently than we normally do. And while this seems logical to buy on days when the markets are down, it remains a question of market timing. We simply don't know where things will be 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now compared to where they are today. And because of that, we see no reason to change from our original plan. Now, how you're invested, whether it be aggressively or defensively, is what we consider each year when we do an investment suitability review. That is the time to discuss how you should be invested. Granted, I understand that talking about investment risk during positive years and rosy times is a whole lot different than actually staying invested during those periods. With that said, don't hesitate to call or schedule a meeting if you want to talk about it one-on-one. Until next time, stay the course. I'm Dan Lohmar, a CFP professional with United Wealth Management.